Keep him on a good right bend. I know the brat's sticking his head on his chest, but you keep him on a good right bend. Lacey, that's perfect. Always outside rein, down and steady. Always a good, clear inside bend. That's perfect. Change rein, Lacey. Change direction. And he can be nice and perfectly straight here. And then when you get to the end of that wall by M, you put him on a good left bend and you keep your outside rein steady and you do not give him 1 extra inch of rein. If he wants to be a brat and run off, then you shorten your reins and put him together. That's perfect. Good, your right hand's good. You work a little more with that left to make him give you a little better bend. Right, you work him a little on that left rein to give you a little better bend. Do not be shy about putting a bend on him, girl. If he's running out of the ring with you and being a brat, then you be just as big of a brat back. There you go. Perfect. You really think about all the time keeping him on that left bend. You don't realize when you shave here the difference walking in the sun. I didn't get it till I went over the back.
Yeah.
Lacey, that's perfect. And circle. Great, straight ahead. A little better left bend. If he has the little thing in his head to be a brat lately, put him on a better inner bend. That's a girl. You keep that outside hand right by his withers, and you keep a good solid contact on that outside rein, and you make him bend in. So circle here. Don't lose your outside rein. He bends to the left, but you keep a real firm right rein. That's a girl. Very good. That's a girl. Perfect. Perfect. So when you're ready, go ahead and canter with him on this circle. Really good inner bending. That's a girl. Good. Keep him bending to the left. You sit right down in your butt. Don't get off that saddle. You keep the outside hand right where you have it. You bend him good to the left. You bend him good to the left. Even a little more bend to the left, even if he doesn't like it. Good girl, straight ahead. Straight ahead. Good, perfect. Keep that right hand steady and give him a good left bend. That's your control mechanism. Keep him on a good left bend. Keep him on a better left bend. Circle there and you make him bend left, girl. There. Perfect. Now you can trot with him. Good. And then straight ahead. That's excellent. Keep that left bend. Don't you let him off that left bend. That's a girl. That's a girl. And walk. Lacey, that was good, girl. You know, when you run into those things with a horse where they're getting bratty and doing stuff like running out of the, running off between the barriers on the arena and being a jerk, the most important thing to do is be really quiet, sit really deep, and take a stronger contact. Most people, when they do stuff like that, they go, oh my God, and they throw everything away, and then the next thing you know, they're out in the driveway. Huh? A real clear rider sits down and gets their contact and says, I do not care. You're not getting away with this with me. So Lacey, change direction with him. Lacey, even here you make him bend to the right and keep your left rein. Yep. Look at me. Sit back a little bit. Sit back when you do. That's right. Don't you let him get you where you're pinched forward over his withers. And you work on that left wrist. That's exactly right. You gather him with the right wrist. You gather him with the left rein and you make him flex with your right hand. That's perfect. See, that good firm outside rein is the key to controlling that guy. That's perfect. Okay, so circle, and when you're ready, you trot with them. But the rules are the same about this left bending and a good outside rein. Yep. That's sit down. Don't you give your shoulder away. You sit right into him. Flex him left, and you make him be right. Excuse me. Flex him right, and you make him be honest. That's a girl. Flex him right. That's exactly right. I would rather, if he's in one of those phases where he's decided he's going to be a jerk and run off with you, I would rather you went slower like this. That's perfect. Lacey, that's perfect. Straight ahead. Leave him right there. And you work on that right bend. Well, and how to keep her out of range. Lacey, that's great. Actually, that's about the best round I've ever seen you get him. That's perfect. She's also learned to sit. She's sitting down into him. She's not, being a little girl hovering above him. Very good. Look up. Look up. You're doing everything right. Look up. Look down that ring. Circle. You've never had him so nicely round as now. But you've also never had such a good outside rein as you have now. So on this circle here, when you're ready, I want you to canter. You run this with that right bending. You leave that brat on right bending. He's not allowed to grab the bit and run off on you. You keep a good outside rein and you bend him to the right. And he's not allowed to get ahead of steam of one stride you don't like. That's a girl. And circle, that's a girl. He's not allowed to get ahead of steam of one stride you don't like. That's perfect. Keep the right bending. Don't you let him get off that right bending. That's a girl. Keep your right bending. Perfect. You keep a good outside left rein and you keep a good right bend. Wonderful. Circle. Doesn't matter. Ride him anyway. Take a hold of him, ride him anyway. He doesn't like that spoon to this, but he doesn't like. Good. Yeah, Kimberwet is the next step. Yeah. Good. Great. And yep, and trot. Good job. Walk. Good boy. That may be. That's perfectly fine. Lacey, you know what, girl? The thing is, like, when you're riding, and you have a horse that's, at least a certain age, like 5 or 6 years old or more, and they're trained, there are days that you have to be the leader here. Well, that's the sort of stuff that goes on through the process of when, you know, you all of a sudden tell them this is the way it is, and what happens? Some other thing, they throw you another curveball. It takes a long time to get a hold of it. The same all the time, and you know. Okay, ready? No, thank you. So when you're ready, I want you to trot with that good left bend and a good right rein. Perfect. You get that left bend and you address it from the get-go, from the start. That's a girl. He is not allowed to play games with you. Circle. Look up and keep your contact. Think about your left bend. You got to be a little careful he doesn't get your right hand up in the air and get it pushing towards his ears. You flex him to the left a bit. Keep your outside rein. That's a girl. Keep your outside rein. Don't run. That's a girl. Don't run. That's a girl. Don't run. Flex to the left. Flex to the left a little more. You get after him with that left. Lower your hand. Don't raise it too high. Sit down into him, girl. There you go. Okay, Brent. Good. Circle here. Good girl. When you're ready, I want you to canter with him with that left bend. Good. Left bend. You sit down and you hold on to him. Left bend. No, this is a very technical term. No weenie riding. You're not allowed to ride weenie. You got to be strong with him and firm. Get your contact. You keep that contact. You bend him left. You keep that contact. No weenie riding. Strong, clear riding. That's a girl. And trot. Perfectly done. Trot. You take a hold of him right away. That's right. He doesn't run off. He goes in a nice, decent rhythm. Good girl. Change direction. You take a hold of him and you make sure that he does not get the idea that he can just take over and start changing stuff around. You wanted a certain speed trot, he trots that speed, not 1 millimeter faster. Keep your right bend. That's a girl. Work on your right bend. That's perfect. Do not forget about that. Look up, look up, look up. Don't forget about that right bend for 1 second. He's too strong. If you let it get away from you, you'll have trouble getting it back. So don't let the snowball roll down the hill from the start. Right bend. Good girl. Right bend. Right bend. That's a girl. Right bend. You sit into him. That's a girl. When you're ready, you canter with him once more. On a right bend. Let's see. Good. Right bend. Do not let him have that rein for 1 cotton picking second. He's not allowed to have a hold of you at all. He has to listen and behave. That's perfect. Perfect. Good job. Perfect. Spend time in the south. That's perfect. And when you're ready, you trot with him. I also can swear like a truck driver, but I shut and I shut it off. Okay, Lacey, diagonal. Show me 1 lengthening in your trot, but you keep him round. You can go rising, but you keep him round. Work those wrists. Good? Doesn't matter.
Not long and low, honey.
No, no, not long and low. Together. Together. Not stretchy. Don't trust him. You're allowed to do your long, low, stretchy exercise in the show. Nowhere else. Diagonal with a trot lengthen. Round, round, round. Don't you give him the rein. That's a girl. Go for it. Keep your contact. Keep your contact. That's go, go, go. Keep your contact. Wonderful. Now you bring him back and keep him round. And then 1 more long wall. Do not let him have long loopy reins. You keep him together. That looks great. Now that's a fancy trot, girl. Now you walk with him. Perfect.
You did a lengthening. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, the hottest day of the year, and you're the star. That's enough for him. He was perfect, right? He didn't run out of the